I have butterfingers sometimes. Alright, so I'll go ahead and let you know when the timer is going to start. It should start in 3, 2, 1, now. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need this look, so... So this run requires me to get a total of 4 ores in the mine. Iron, copper, silver, and gold ores. Every single time I run this, I tend to miss either copper or gold. And the last time I ran it, I actually had not too bad RNG, and I came within a few seconds of the record. Now this time I actually don't have a backup save, but I have a decent amount of time. And both times that I ran it last in practice, it was all behind the estimate. Now, if you've seen this game before, you'll know that a lot of this time is just cutscene. Hamilton's going to explain the basics to things, tell me that I need to pay off the farm, which is only 5,000, but speedrunning, I don't need to worry about that. Casual, different story, but... I know for sure in previous iterations of this, once I go to Fields, usually I would get the fishing rod, but I tried 2 runs without the fishing rod, and it really doesn't seem to lose or save much time at all. And this ranch today is going to be milky. Too bad not getting any sort of animals in this run, though. get the whistle? Yes, I do. Cool. Okay. Try not to do any extra whistling. I don't know the frame window for actually being able to do that. I wish I did, but I didn't really. But thanks for the good luck, Lana. It's appreciated. It's definitely going to be needed. I feel like it is because I don't always get it. I think it's within about a few frame window. Though all I do to actually get it is just continue to spam both the A and B buttons, which will cause me to whistle. Running into the squirrel. A few interesting things here that some people in casual play do not pick up on is that you can actually get a baby cow from Kane, which is the person who you rode on the wagon with and did the whole introduction, character creation type thing. All you have to do is go to that barn all the way in the back and he'll ask, hey, would you like one of these baby calves? You can say yes. Get one, and you'll also be given a brush with it. Another thing is that you have to actually wait until the end of the bowing animation for every single shopkeep. So even if it looks like I lose a bit of time there, it's negligible most of the time. This cutscene is essentially the child, or son, and his father getting into an argument about, I believe it's just the child trying to make a little business selling seeds, and father's like, no, you really shouldn't, you should wait for your sister to come back. A little bit about this game's story. Essentially, the goddess tree is in danger, its power is waning, and in order to rejuvenate it, you need to ring all 5 bells. And in order to ring all 5 bells, you need to do various quests to either find the bell itself, make it so that the sprite itself can ring the bell, and then once you ring the 5 bell, or well, there's an order. You have to ring 4 bells first. So the 3 bells that don't matter what order you do in would be the yellow, the blue, and the red bell. The green bell, you need to have the blue bell in order to do. And then the purple bell needs all 4 other bells to be rung. A little bit more on the red bell itself. Alan is the sprite for the bell. Red bell is control over fire and all that. Once you ring the red bell, you get access to hot springs, which allow you to recover your stamina, though only once per day per hot spring. I'll go a little bit more into what exactly the red bell, or how exactly the red bell's quest goes, but for right now, I'm just getting started by trying to fix the bridge to get to Garmin Mines, which is where the goddess tree is. What is my favorite bell? That's a very subjective question. The one that I enjoyed the most routing for was definitely the yellow bell. Or, well, either yellow or the green one. Because the green one, you have to also do the blue one, and there's a lot of fund management, so that you would... It's just a really tight fund management. If you mess up slightly, then you're kinda SOL. I forget the major details of the exact funds that I would need for the bells, but this one's the most lenient when it comes to that. However, this one has a lot of RNG, unlike some of the others. This game also likes to force you to essentially meet everyone in order to progress through the story. Ooh, favorite marriage candidate? Oh. So my first candidate that I chose was Candace. Though I have not done a speedrun of that yet. Though I do like the witch, and a lot of my casual stuff has done the witch. Yeah, Chase is definitely an interesting character. I need to eventually get all the collections done and whatnot, but whew. Yeah, the characters in this one I do love. This was actually my first ever Harvest Moon game, so of course I've got a little bit of a bias here. I've played a decent amount of the other Harvest Moon games. Though getting far in them, that's a different story. Right now I have a total of 3, 4, 6, a total of 6 just Harvest Moon games that are easily at my disposal at this very moment. That's not counting any of the handheld stuff that I have. I honestly wish I could say I knew more about this game than what I do, but, or well, considering the hours that I've put into it, but I'm not going to lie and say that I know everything, and things do tend to slip my mind with this. Funnily enough, in the segmented Beat the Game run that I did, which was essentially getting to the New Game Plus state, I actually looked through the wiki and player manual to get a little bit of information to make sure, hey, is this what I should do here, or yeah, I actually do plan on getting into Tree of Tranquility eventually. I've got the game right here, but it would be the inverse for me. It'd be weird to see the characters in a slightly different area. Not that I'm opposed to it, it's just definitely going to be a strict learning curve to if I ever decide to speedrun it. Well, essentially, yeah, it would be like that. Fishing RNG in this, honestly, is not terrible at all. At least for any fish that you need. Which, the only fish in any of the speedruns that you need here would be the king salmon, which it's easy to figure out. I can't say any of the speedruns because hypothetically you could go for the various trophies in the game, which is essentially just filling out your encyclopedias. But if you do want an easy game to learn speedrunning, this is definitely one of the easier games. It's all just movement, really. Or movement and knowing where to go and what to do. Cool, that's everyone in Harmonica Town greeted. So now I get to go back to Mayor Hamilton. Oh yeah, the recycling quest. So you have to, I believe you have to give, or get his heart level up to 2 hearts in order to get it. It's either 2 or 3. There's also a few other quests here and there. There's just a lot for this game. This game, you can get married, you can also help other people get married and have children. But essentially you have to get the affection up with that, or with the person of the same gender, to essentially marriage level of affection. Another interesting side quest is there's actually a ghost in this game. I forget what exactly you have to do to actually do it, and I don't think I've done it myself, but I've seen videos on it and saw the wiki about it. I believe you have to get like a music box and give it to the... Ooh, I honestly do feel like it is missing out a decent bit. There could be just a whole bunch more content if they decided to do that, but I can understand why they didn't do that. Because time constraints and... It would definitely be a good thing if the newer Harvest Moon Story of Seasons had rival marriages. Okay. $2. Yeah, in this game, your children don't crawl around forever. Once you have the child, it takes a total of 2 seasons to grow up into the actual child, not the baby. Another interesting thing with that is if you lower your spouse's affection to a certain point, your child will not grow up. Sadly, the kids here only grow to little older childhood. Cool, now that bow's full. Oh yeah, there is actually a school that, honestly, if you're playing casually and play like I do and not really gift people too much, it's basically an empty area that's not used at all. But once you get the rival marriages and those children, then you get some cool new cutscenes and whatnot. Yeah, your child won't ever get the grow up events if your spouse's affection is lowered. Of course, you have to purposefully lower it. There's no way to actually not on purpose do it. And with that, oh no, weather RNG. It looks like either a cloudy or a rainy day. In any percent or yellow bell, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, I need to skip this day because I cannot ring the bell today. I remember seeing that on the forum, but I never actually experienced it myself. Oh yeah, that honestly is one of the more funny things. Oh my gosh, this weather is not. Yeah, I know about the missing child event. That honestly wasted one of my whole days. This weather. Looks like it's probably not going to be a record, but I still should be fine for cool for sunny day. Oh, cool. Now that we're on the first day of this character, interesting thing is that unless you have a family, nobody will do anything for your birthday. Now, I'm not trying to get more people into speedrunning this, but honestly, if you're playing casually, I would recommend trying to at least ring the bells as soon as possible in the in-game year. I think the quickest that I was able to was, I want to say summer. Or summer of year one. Yeah, that would be nice for them to do, but I highly doubt they would actually end up doing that. But you can always dream of it. And if that day comes and it's ported to Switch and whatnot, I would definitely pick it up in a heartbeat. just about left without that silver. Okay. I feel like I was the one who ran it in that first marathon that you were watching. Funnily enough, I actually have an extra copy that I eventually plan on giving to someone, though I don't know who or when. These ores are just not spawning. And it's always the same too. Commentators, Chris, shouldn't have said anything about the ores. Oh yeah, if you ever hear the noise that is playing now, that means that there is a mole, and you can hit it and get some cool things like mushrooms or fontana roots, body geysers. Once it reaches 750 in game, I'll be headed back up. So there's 3 more times that I'll be going into the mines, and first will be to go down and get the animal whistle. The next time would be to see the empty red bell frame, and the final time will be to just get the rest of the ores, or actually put the bell on the frame. I almost did not talk to him. Don't know why, but for all the story, the Garmin Mine people are the only ones that you actually have to physically talk to in order to progress the story. Or, aside from making 10 friends. And as common staple of some Harvest Moon games, you can have an animal in this game. Of course, that's not where the animal parade comes from. And as you've probably seen from just walking around, there have been a few wild animals that you can actually befriend, like that bear. So that dog you can actually get in this game. You can find it in the church grounds on non-festival, or well, it depends on which festival, but you can find it in church grounds as long as it's not a bad weather day. I forget what exactly all the animals like, but in the menu, actually, it gives you a rough thing to tell you what each either person or wild animal likes in the way of gifting. Right. Not doing too bad on time. Best case scenario, it'll be around an hour, 10 minutes. Worst case scenario, there's a chance I don't finish. But I did get roadblock RNG, yeah. If I don't get the remaining 2 ores, then it's gonna be a rough time. Oh yeah, this character is Julius. Essentially, he's looking after Mira's shop, which Mira is in the church most times until you talk to her and let her know, hey, this shop is doing poorly. In this game, in the beginning, I honestly did not like Julius, but definitely not someone I would. He tends to just have too expensive gifting for me to really consider him to be part of any sort of a run that I do aside from, I guess, 100%, or as close to 100% as you can get. Another thing, if you do plan on going for 100%, or as close to it as possible, I would recommend going to a new game Uh, so I either choose Harvest Goddess or the Witch if I'm a male. If I'm a female, I will go with the Wizard or the Harvest King, so that I would be able to get all the rival marriages. Actually, one of the best gifts to give Luke is from Toucan Island. You can give him chocolate banana and um, I forget the exact number that you have to give, but in order to get 3 hearts, as I believe to get to 3 hearts, you need at most 15 for either gender. The Witch is honestly one of the easiest casual because on the way to getting to her, you actually get to pick up the perfect gift for her. Good luck with the Harvest King. You need to actually beat the game for that. Of course, that would theoretically be the longest marriage category run. I'm not going to try to do that anytime soon. Not yet. Quickest marriage candidate. Ooh. That is actually rough. Early game for casual. I don't really know too much about the bachelors, but for bachelorettes, I believe Candace would be the easiest, cheapest, because all you need is a pot, or a cooking pot, and then just gathering herbs. Speedrunning, however, this is beyond me as of right now, because there's a total of 20 marriage candidates, and I've only gone through 3. I've only gone through 3 of them. I'll have to look at my resources, but I will definitely get back to you on that. Well, actually, I've got cutscenes right now, so I don't need to focus too much on it. It's just a whole lot of spamming, skip through the stuff. Okay. Let's see. Looks like fish aren't actually the absolute best for her. Toby. So the best gift for Renee would be to give her amber jewelry, and then Toby would be eel rice. I do have a gift listing from a wiki that I honestly wouldn't mind sharing. I do not take any credit for it. I just use it to help me figure out what exactly I need to gift people based on how easy it is to get the item and how cheap and effective it is. I know most of everyone in the mines. Taunting me with the same words that I've been through. This is not beat the game. I don't need those extra words. I use a combination of Fogu and I forget the other one to get most of my information that I don't already know, that is. But if other people have already made guides and whatnot, then of course I'm going to go for those rather than any of the Wikipedia type stuff, because they're not always correct and they don't always have all the information. Move. 4-7 going down? That's not that common. Poison, that's fine. More poison. Speed, not that helpful. slow down even less helpful. Okay. Looks like I am out of rocks today. And so the loop begins to try to get the ores. Red bell frame, wait, there's no bell there. Up, first floor. Now I'm going to talk to Ramsey. Ramsey will say, hey, Chloe's found something in the mine, and yada yada. Eventually, once I go back to the mine, you'll see Chloe kick the can into the chimney of the blacksmith, and I have to get the 4 ores in order to unclog it to make. Yeah. Now, doing this is just slightly faster than walking all the way home. Of course, I should have had less stamina from going through the mines. Luckily I was going to sleep today. Hopefully I don't have to go past the event where Hamilton's like, hey, your crops will die. Oh, well, never mind. Crops only grow in the season that they are able to do. Yes, I understand how crops work. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that I'm able to have to pay attention to where I'm going and still be able to go the right way. Hardest AP speedrun is getting... Oh. Well, let's see. You need to get a spouse to full affection. You need to get an animal to full affection. Both wild and livestock. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. In my casual, I have not gotten all the power berries. And the harder one would be doing the all collection type. The equivalent of 100% getting literally everything done. Because you have to fish up all the kingfish, you have to increase all your tool levels to max. You would have to collect all the power berries, you would have to go through all essentially all the lower heart events for females or males, whichever is your marriage candidate. You would also have to raise all the affection for the same gender. I would say no. Only things that are part of the collections and various menus. For instance, getting all the ores, getting all the various gems, all livestock, getting one of every single type of forageable crop. Yeah. It's essentially getting all the trophies, and then on top of that, doing all the rival heart events, and all the lower heart events, getting married, eventually getting to New Game Plus. Hey! New Game Plus would probably be the very last thing that you would have to do. Or at least getting to the point where you're just watering the sapling. And I've only gotten to New Game Plus twice now. Once was a speedrun, the other was my first casual run. And I did not get everything that I should have. All I need is just one more ore. Ooh, New Game Plus. That one took, I want to say, like 20 hours. Of course, that was segmented, so I did it a few hours at a time. So, estimate on just straight through would be I want to say about 18. Well, luckily I've still got a decent amount of time left. Once I get the final core, it's only about like 12 minutes. I can't do it today because it's a Thursday, the mines are closed. Can't do it today because it's rainy. Today's a good day, never mind. Today's a fire festival, nowhere's open. Another bad day. Oh yeah. With that New Game Plus speedrun, I did learn a few things from actually running it, and that would definitely save a decent amount of time. For instance, I actually don't entirely need to get 2 diamonds. If I'm lucky, I can actually get a amethyst from Jack Frost, which is a snowman in the winter. I give him a carrot so that I can get various things. Plus, it stops the cutscene of him knocking at the door every single snowy night. Take 3 of the mines. I just need the gold ore. That is all I'm getting, or trying to get. As you can see here, all the other ores are aligned now. That's fine. Skip 2 floors. All perfectly calculated. See? Perfectly calculated. In all honesty, that was not calculated. I just got lucky. The only downside is I have to wait about a minute because I don't have the fishing rod and it didn't take me. No luck, all skill. Yeah, that was all skill. Hidden RNG manipulation going down precisely 2 floors from the trap and breaking those rocks in that specific order caused that gold ore to show up. I don't know if I'm ahead of time or not. And about a half an hour. A little bit over time. But that's thanks to some other help from I could try to show something cool to fill some time, because there's no way that I'm going to be going past around whatever hour 45. Oh, the estimate says an hour 30, but the schedule, at least in my time, which is Eastern, the next run is supposed to be at 10 a.m. And yeah. Okay. Well, if you want me to try to show off something, if I get some decent RNG. But this time I will actually need rain. But it's all up to the host, so I don't mind either way. Cool. So I'm going to hopefully show off the Kappa in this game. Thanks for the good luck, Rina, but I've got the luck that I needed, and now it's just the final stretch. So, good morning to you. And now I get to keep the bell. But wait, there's more. The bell turns into a harvest sprite. Oh, I have to actually ring it. Harvest sprite of fire, Alan. Ooh, smoke sure is smoky. Oh yeah, you have to become a hero or better to win. Oh yeah, at the end of each season, you get a title, and by far the easiest one to get, or for speedrun that is, the easiest one to get would be the fishing hero, because you only need, I want to say, 40,000 shipped in fish. It's always good to know where your downward floor will spawn. 4 is a good one to go down, 6 is iffy. But I got the good RNG there. 2-4? 4. Whack-a-mole, nope. 4-8, you definitely don't want to trap. No, the Kappa is somewhere else. This is just finishing off the run itself. And now make sure you don't. Oh, I have my splits, yet I continue to forget to split on the ores. Cool, our mission is to ring the red bell. Don't worry, the Kappa tends to be just hidden in this game. So, kinda mostly mostly underwater, but you can see its head poking out. So far, it's not a bad time at all. And timer will stop once I regain control after this cutscene. And that is time here. Yep, now these poor people can